Hey guys, it's finally time for me to talk about something I'm very passionate about, and that some people are calling the greatest sporting event of our generation, and that is the horse race tests tournament. I know y'all have been waiting for this video for a while already. At the time of recording this, it's been like 3 weeks since the championship, so I'm just gonna get right into this. If you don't know what horse race tests is, I definitely recommend watching my first video on the topic. It's a good introduction, and you're not gonna regret becoming as obsessed with this as I am. So, setting the stage. On April 29th, Blake Andrews released a video announcing the horse race tests tournament to the public. After thinking that everything had ended on a horrible note with jovial merriment and superstitional realism losing their race to nightmare horses, this made diehard fans like me so happy. On May 3rd, the tournament races were released on Lumpy Touch's YouTube channel, and let me tell you, they are quite thrilling. Sadly, I was not able to watch it live. I don't remember the reason, it's been a while, but I caught up soon after. The structure of the tournament itself may seem a bit confusing, so let me explain. There are two different brackets. As you can see, above is the winner's bracket and below is the loser's bracket. Basically, this is how it goes. The winner's race goes first, and whoever wins moves on to the grand finals, as can be seen at the top. Everyone else that took part in that race moves on to the next winner's bracket race. Then goes the loser's race. Whoever wins that race moves on to the winner's bracket, taking the place of whatever horse moved on to the grand championship. And then in the same fashion as the winner's race, all the horses that did not win move on to the next loser's race. And this cycle continues until the championship is completely full. My description's probably very confusing. I promise you it's a lot more clear when you actually watch the tournament. But now that I've gotten that out of the way, let's move on to the first race. Before the race begins, there are a few things to note. First of all, and most jarring, jovial merriment is back. You see, after the last race, she was thought to be dead. It was certainly painted that way. She was even removed from the Twitter banner, but really, we may not have been wrong about that. I'll talk more about it in a second. Next, rather than carrots or apples, the reward is radishes. Because of this, it may be safe to assume that Pink, or Comely Material Morning, may not perform well in this race. Honestly, I can't remember at the time recording this whether or not she does, so we'll see. Now, I'm just gonna let y'all watch race number 1. Of course, the orange horse won. Tale as old as time. But wait, it wasn't jovial merriment. As we can see, this horse's name is Fearsome Fate. So my personal theory is this really isn't jovial merriment. She did actually die during that last race. And instead, this is some sort of zombie form of jovial merriment that's come back to race one last time. Sort of like a nightmare version of jovial merriment. And the name itself can be seen as really important because it could be referring to the fearsome fate that jovial merriment faced at the end of that race. Or something along those lines. And of course, with the body of jovial merriment, fearsome fate was bound to win a simple preliminary race. So with the rest of the races, I'm not going to play them in full. I feel like that wouldn't be the best of me. I would basically be stealing Blake Andrews and Lumpy Touch's work. So if you haven't watched the races and still want to, I'm going to leave the link in the description so you can go do that. But for the rest of the races, I'll be quickly going over them and telling you important things about them. Here we go. So for race number 2 in the losers bracket, Yellow finally wins and gains the name Lightning Strikes Thrice. Good for her. In race 3 of the winners bracket, Resolute Mind Afternoon won, securing her spot in the championship. For race 4 in the losers bracket, something odd happens. We have a horse named Oob that wins. I mean, to me, who this is seems obvious. Oob has the same exact body as Cyan, but with tears streaming down her face. Therefore, I believe it literally is Cyan, the broken form that has come out of the nightmare world. And you know, it's good she's finally winning. For race 5 in the winners bracket, Bulletin Board and her weird feet moved on to the final. Then, in race 6 in the losers bracket, Doorknob came out on top. Also, at this point, I want to say that these maps seem to be remixes of past maps. In this one, you can see the little nook that Jovial Merriment and Yellow took their special break. Next, Nighttime Nightmare sadly defeated the other horses and moved on to the final. I kinda wish she was just dead, you know? Is that bad of me to say? In race 8, White managed to get the dub. However, this time, instead of being superstitional realism, she's now fantasy, fantasy, fantasy. So this goes along with my theory about Jovial, as realism died along with her. She's just a nightmare form now. And I think that this name is actually a reference to the fact that the idea that they could save Cyan from her torture in the nightmare world was just a fantasy. Next, race 9. This was one of the quickest races, with Doorknob securing her spot in the finals in just about 20 seconds. Race 10 in the losers bracket was a head-to-head showdown between Comely Material Morning and Downtown Skybox. I mean, this matchup makes sense since neither are that great. However, Skybox did end up winning this one. Next, we have race 11, the final winners bracket race. In this race, Oob won. I like to think that this is because of like a sort of home field advantage. This race does take in a course very similar to one of the Cyan Nightmare courses after all. And after that, we get to the final losers bracket race. This one actually functioned more like a winners bracket race. Everyone who had not made it to the finals yet took part in this race. The winner of this one would clutch their spot in the championship. Because of this, the intensity was through the roof. Although personally, I wasn't stressed because my GOAT, Jovial Merriment, had already made it to the finals. After 1 minute and 39.57 seconds, Fantasy, Fantasy, Fantasy managed to edge out the other horses and secure the final spot. While I didn't really care too much about the outcome of that race, I am kind of sad that Jovial and Yellow never got to be reunited. Also, my prediction about Pink was right. She didn't win a single race. If only it had been apples. Finally, we have the championship. This race would settle all debates and prove who is truly the greatest racehorse. This time, instead of a bundle of radishes, a glorious trophy was placed as the prize. As a recap, the competitors that had shown themselves to be the greatest horses and had made it to this race included Resolute Mind Afternoon, Nighttime Nightmare, Oob, Fearsome Fate, Bulletin Board, Doorknob, and Fantasy, Fantasy, Fantasy. I know I said I wouldn't include any more of the races in this video, but I just had to show the final. So sit back and watch this marvelous performance from these talented racehorses. Wow. Just wow. Jovial merriment on top again. I couldn't dream of a better way for it to end. And with that, horse race tests are over, at least for now. I mean, it was all such a great experience. I enjoyed every second of it. And guess what? If you love horse race tests, Blake Andrews has something new. That is Paradise Fishing. It's basically a spiritual successor to horse race tests, but with fish instead of horses. I'd urge all of y'all to go check it out. Along with that, please just go give Blake Andrews and Lumpy Touch and everyone else who put this together all of your love. They really did a great job at making this work of art. Side note, I'm recording this video on the same day I got my wisdom teeth taken out. So if my speech is a little bit weird or my jaw looks a little bit swollen, that's why. Alright, thank you all for watching. Leave a comment about what you think about this ending, and whether or not you think Jovial should have won or should have been someone else. And if you've gotten this far and you haven't yet, please make sure to subscribe.